A lot of people want to know what it's like when you first land at a new prison and it's your first time walking on a brand new prison yard. Well, I tell you what, when they start screaming, wreck yard, doors open, and it's time for you to hit that pound, I'm going to let y'all know right here, man, my God's honest opinion, the way you should handle this situation and what you should be expected when it's your first time on that prison yard. Ha I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Also, don't forget, I also have another channel called Kfrog Gaming, where we're over there streaming through video games almost every single night. Even if you ain't in the video games, you jump on over there into the chat. We go live, we hang out. You never know what the topic may be, but every single night over there on Kfrog Gaming that we do play is 100% vibe. Y'all check it out, even if you ain't in the gaming. All right, so for this one here, a lot of people been asking me to talk about when it's your first time on a new prison yard. All right, now, when I speak on prison yard, I'm talking about the rec yard, people, okay? Which, if you don't know what a rec yard is, it's a playground area, all right? It's outside where people work out, play wall ball, handball, basketball, soccer, football, you know, never really know what they have at that compound that they might not have at another institution. You feel me? But I'm going to let y'all know how I feel it is when you first walk on the prison yard for the first time. How I feel if you should go out there when they ask you to go out there, or if you should just avoid rec altogether. You're going to find out in this video. Okay? Now, let me give it to you from my experience and how it was when I was locked up. When it came to me getting put in a new camp, when they said rec open, and it was time to go mob out there on the rec yard, I went, okay? And it literally separated me from a lot of people, because a lot of people, man, when they first get locked up and they first get put in an institution, there might be rec that day. You know what I'm saying? And they won't go. You know, because they're scared someone's going to steal their shit. They're scared, you know, somebody on the rec yard might try them, or, you know, they're just not comfortable yet. They got butterflies in their stomach or whatever it may be. But me personally, I went. And the reason for that is because I want people to know that I ain't worried about them. I don't give a damn who's out there. I don't care if it's an enemy. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's a hater. I don't care if it's a dangerous thing waiting on me. I don't care if it's something I don't even know that can happen just by me going out there. I don't care what it is. I'm going to go out there. And the reason for that is because just like people out there want to see who the new people are, I'm the new person. I want to go out there and see what this shit's like. I want to see what it looks like. I want to learn this compound. This is where I'm going to be at for these next couple years, you know. I want to know the ins and outs. I'm not going to sit here and avoid rec, because if you think about it, a lot of people that avoid rec at first, that won't go out there on the prison yard when they pop the doors, is worried that something may happen, right? Well, you think about it. Whether you go out there the first time they call it when you get to the compound, or whether you wait 4 or 5 months until you feel comfortable in your dorm, then go out there, the same thing may happen. You get what I'm saying? You're going to have to go through it, you know, one way or another. So why not just hit the situation head up and get it over with? Go on the compound. The same people, whether you went out there when you first got there or whether you went out there 4 or 5 months later since you've been in that institution, there's still going to be people out there looking to see who you are that don't know you. Yeah, you're comfortable in your dorm and you know people in your dorm, so you feel more comfortable when you go out there to the rec yard. You got a couple people that you could talk to, walk around the track with, or play ball with, or whatever it may be. But at the same time, that doesn't clear the air or clear your face for the other dorms, because when you go to rec, it ain't just your dorm. Okay, if you land at an institution where it's just your dorm that goes to rec, then you're blessed. But every camp I've been to, when you go to rec, there's 2, 3 dorms out there at a time. Straight up. There might be 4 or 5 dorms, depending on how many dorms are on the compound. They might say, okay, this dorm and this dorm are going to canteen and barbershop. The other ones are going to rec. They might pick 2 dorms that go to canteen at that time, and then the other ones go to rec. And depending on what institution you land at, some places rec is mandatory. Like when I went through South Florida Reception Center, that shit was mandatory. Every time they called yard, you had to go out there. And I've told this back in the day in stories and shit that people would get robbed on the rec yard because even if you hit canteen, whether you're, eligible that day for canteen or not, you go straight to the rec yard of South Florida with your canteen bag after you hit the window. You know what I'm saying? So the quicker you go through canteen, the longer you have on the rec yard with everybody else walking around carrying your bag filled with shit, and there's a bunch of people in there that can't get nothing, that don't have no money or nothing like that. So you're a target. You feel me? Now you're on that fucking list to where it's like, all right, I'm going to rob him before, right when it's time for them to say, all right, yard closed, take it in, wrap it up. You see, that's how it goes. But that's at a place when the yard's mandatory. Depending on the time of the year, certain camps, they do run mandatory yard. That means every single time they say rec, everybody's got to go out there. But if it isn't one of them situations, if it's an institution that you land at to where you have the choice of going to rec or not, why not? Why wouldn't you want to go to rec? Why wouldn't you want to go out there and see, who's out there? See what it's like. You got to get it over with one way or another. All right. Now I'm going to let y'all know how it is from other people's point of views when you do not go to rec. Okay. If I was in the dorm and a new person came in and I realized every single time they call rec, they don't go out there, in my mind and the way that they put out an image of themselves, I'm going to feel like they pussy. I'm going to feel like they scared to go out there. That right there, even though that may not be the cause, they might not just like the sun. They might not want to go out there in that hot ass shit, especially down here in the state of Florida, when you out there like a piece of bacon, but at the same time, it shows like if you refuse to go to rec, people are going to take that as, like you're vulnerable and you're scary. You don't want to go out there and run into anybody else. You don't want to run into any conflicts or even risk seeing someone that'll try you. Here you're in this dorm, but this dorm might be laid back. There might be so much money and cell phones going on in this dorm that there isn't that much violence or that much problems because the dorm don't want the attention from the guards because of how much money everybody's making. You see? That don't mean the dorm alone's pussy. That just means that everybody else is focusing on money rather than the problems. You see, so you got more people that chose the money route over the drama and the nicking and bickering and back and forth, gossip, soap opera shit. You feel me? So you might land in a dorm where it's laid back like that and you feel like, oh, this is what prison's like. This shit's sweet. All reality, it's not. It's just basically there's more people, like I said, that mind's focused on the money rather than getting the police's attention. And then you don't go to that rec yard at all. And then some days you eat chow with different dorms. But you might meet the back end of the dorm, which means that all the dorms that went before you, by the time you're coming in, the front of your line is going in the chow hall around the time that the back of that dorm's line is leaving. You see, so you're in the middle of the line, you're like trying to avoid everybody except for people in your dorm in all reality. Or you're trying to stick to a group of people and make your time go by, which some people do that, But I feel like you look weak if you don't go to rec. Like you got to go out there. You got to show like no matter what is out there waiting on me, I'm going to go out there. Not saying that you always got to go out there, but at least try it. You got to get the feel of where this prison yard isn't new to me no more. You get what I'm saying? People have seen me out here before. They know what dorm I'm in. They know how I carry myself. And then next thing you know, if you don't want to go to rec the rest of your whole bid, people will know, oh yeah, Frog, he don't like to go to rec. You see? But there's certain things that you're going to have to do. Like, if you want something on a day that you're not allowed to get it, you might have to violate with a different dorm and go to rec. Your dorm might be at canteen that day. You know what I'm saying? But you got these money plays going on or whatever it is and shit. And then next thing you know, the same people you're doing business with might be on that rec yard. So now you got to go and violate and sneak on that rec yard. You got to get in line with a dorm that you're not with and blend in and just walk through the metal detectors and go on the rec yard and wheel and deal. And you're on that pound on that rec yard, that prison yard at that exact moment with nobody from your dorm. Nobody that sleeps in the same house as you. You see what I'm saying? So now you're out there and it's all just a bunch of dorms that you do not live in. You feel me? But hey, you got to do what you got to do for money, right? Now, you're going to be scared as hell if you're scared to go to rec on a regular day with your dorm. You know, you're going to be spooked if you got to go out there when it comes to that type of situation. And say you were doing business with somebody and say they brought that shit out there to the rec yard. They snuck it out there on the rec yard for you and you just had to meet them on the rec yard. Like, yeah, I'll sneak this on the yard, but then you got to sneak on the yard. You know, that's how it goes. And if you're scared to go out there because you don't know who's out there, you're trying to find one of your homeboys to violate with you, and you don't feel comfortable going out there by yourself, and then you don't go out there, that same person you're doing business with might say to hell with you. They might say, you know what, fuck that. He ain't want to come out here and get this shit. That's it. I ain't doing business with him. And if they owe you something, they might keep it until you get it in blood. Or if you were trying to get something off them, they'd be like, nah, bro. You dirtied your face. You didn't come out here like you said you were gonna, like you were supposed to do. All because you were scared because you didn't know what the prison yard was really like. You see what I'm saying? That's how you look when someone looks at you from the outside in of not wanting to go to rec. You look like you're scared, you're nervous. You understand? Me, as soon as I go on a new prison yard and I walk out there, I look around. I peep the handshakes. I peep who's hanging out where. You know, after you do time, you're going to eventually learn what handshakes are what, even if you don't gangbang, as long as you're paying attention. You know what I'm saying? You can't just look over there and assume, oh, that's such and such. No, you'll peep the handshakes, you'll peep the tattoos, you'll peep the get-togethers. Once you know this one person right here is a gang member and he's in your dorm and you see his tattoos because he walks around with his damn shirt off or whatever, and you could peep and you know what he is and what he reps. Once you see him on the rec yard with like 4 or 5 people and they're in a circle and they're all shaking up, then you know him. All them dudes are the same as him. You see what I'm saying? You learn to peep these things, and it actually gives you a bigger insight of what and who is in these other dorms by going to the rec yard. You understand? Now, when you walk around the compound, when yards open, like when the pound's open, and you could walk around and do what you got to do, go to the school building, go to medical, go to chapel, you know what I'm saying? Go to classification, you know, go to canteen, the barbershop, go to the chow hall. When you have access and it's time where the yard and the pound is up for you to do all these things, yeah, you'll see certain people because a lot of people are walking around violating, doing things, and a lot of people got places to be. But you get a bigger experience when you get on that yard because your dorm and other dorms, or even if it isn't your dorm, are all locked in that gate on that yard. So now you're forced to peep all these different people, you see? And I don't know about you, but when it comes to me, I can see somebody, boom, and if I look at their face, bam, and I see them 8 months later, I'm going to remember where I seen them from. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I was on the rec yard with them one time like 8 months ago. You feel me? Me personally, my advice is, you know, check it out. You know, walk around there, see what it's like. Because you're going to learn, you know, jog the track, run around, do some cardio. You feel me? If you want to play basketball, go ahead and get into some basketball. You know, you want to hang out with the Oryes, the Chicos, you know, they do soccer. They be playing soccer. You got people that are doing handball. You got people that are, you know, doing dips, push-ups, working out. Depending on what camp you're at, you know, certain camps got better, you know, workout equipment than others do. Some ain't got none. You know, you can run around and do certain things to where you're interacting and you're actually meeting people and you're getting closer to people and seeing who's what. And then you'll kind of get a feel of who runs the compound. Because a lot of people will come together and a lot of things like as far as transactions and communication and, you know, things back and forth from different gangs and settlements and stuff all take place on the prison yard. And the reason for that is because it's an area where you get to be around people from other dorms. So you might as well take advantage of that. You know, go out there, see who's out there, see what they got going on, and learn your compound. You know what I'm saying? I've never been the type that would just want to stay in and buck wreck. Spooked. Oh, no, I ain't trying to go out there. No, I want to make it to where I'm going to feel comfortable whether I got to get into some violent shit. I'm going to feel comfortable across the whole compound. It isn't like I'm just going to feel comfortable in my dorm. You understand? I'm going to be violating. I'm going to be going in dorms that I don't even live in. I'm going to be going over here on the rec yard when I'm not supposed to. I'm going to be mobbing the pound to where people see me all around the compound. And they're going to be like, damn, who that white boy is. And the next thing you know, they're going to see, boom, oh, he's over here talking to him. Oh, he's doing business with him. Oh, he's this. And they're going to be like, oh, he must be somebody. And then next thing you know, before I know it, people call my name that don't even know me. Hey, Frog. I look over there. Hey, check me out. And I walk out. What's up, bro? You know me? Nah, bro, you Frog, right? Yeah, check me out. Da, da, da. You see, people know who I am because of the way that I go around on the compound. You get what I'm saying? And you think about it. If you don't want to look weak, you don't want to look scary, you know, you want to take whatever that's going to come your way head on. Whatever God throws at you, do that shit chin up. That's it. There's nothing you could do about it. You're already there. You already landed in prison. You feel me? You might as well be a man and continue to be a man throughout your whole bid. You feel me? Go on that rec yard, walk around and see who's what. Literally. You know, you're going to have people that want to see who you are. You're going to have people that want to test your character and try to peep you. Even though people are going to act like they're not watching, they're going to be watching and scoping you and trying to get a feel of you. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be walking around that compound and never been on the rec yard or nothing. You're going to look like a foreign object. You're going to look like something they never seen because you're scared to come out. You never come out of their dorm. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten into it with somebody and we've literally had to find them and get them off the compound. And it was kind of hard to put together who they were, who they're talking about, because you never see them. You see? So you think it's easier because, oh, you're out of sight, out of mind. You know, I'd rather duck off to where don't nobody know me. You know, to where people don't know who I am and stuff like that. No, because if something goes down or somebody wants to find you or put their hands on you, you know, they're going to find out who you are. Because we've found people that never came out of rec, never went to canteen. They used to send people to the canteen window with their ID, with their canteen card. People that would never come out of the dorm, that didn't even go to chow. We'd find out who they are and all this and shit and go get them. You know, without even seeing them before. So if somebody wants to get you, they're going to get you regardless. You know what I'm saying? And me, I want to know if someone's going to come at me later on down the line in the future. I want to know who they are. You know, you're going to learn people's names without even knowing who they are. They're going to just tell you, oh, that's such and such. Oh, there goes such and such. Or you'll be walking and you hear someone yell, hey, such and such. And then you'll look because they just yelled so loud. When you look, you see him. Okay, he's calling him. So you know that's his name. You know, you learn these things. And in prison, it's a dangerous environment. So you want to learn as much things as possible about the people that are around you. You know what I'm saying? So if you think you're staying off the radar by not going on that prison yard, in all reality, you're staying out of the loop as well, as far as learning who's out there. You know, because there could be people out there that can benefit you, and there could be people out there, you know, that can harm you. So the more you go on that prison yard, the more it lets people see, like, man, I don't give a damn who's out there. I don't care what dorms come out at rec. I don't even care if my dorm's out here right now. I want to come to rec. I'm going to walk around this shit, and I'm going to do it chin up. You know, that's the whole reason of going on the prison yard. You got people that get wet up on the yard, you know what I'm saying? You got people that literally strictly wait until they catch you on the prison yard to wet you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people literally will wait for the rec yard because it's such a big area with so many inmates that, you know, when you got a couple guards walking around, you know, and you got the ones up there in the towers watching, they can't catch everything. You understand? There's no way possible that they can see every single thing. You know, so normally when someone gets stabbed, cut, or something like that, the guards come after the fact. You feel me? And depending on what camp you're at, the officers might walk around 2-3 deep. They might walk around the whole prison yard like this and just be doing laps like everybody else is walking around doing their shit. Or there might be a sidewalk on the side of the gate, like in the rec yard. You're not allowed like 7 feet or something near the gate or inside the rec yard. They don't want you like 7 feet near the gate. You know what I'm saying? And there's a sidewalk that goes along the whole inside of it. So the guards walk through the rec yard and get on that sidewalk, and they do their perimeter. And you got the people up there looking at you and shit. You know, depending on what camp you're at, they might have guns and stuff like that. You feel me? But they can't always catch everything that's going on. You know, so a lot of things do happen and go down on a prison yard. But it's common sense. It's prison. You see what I'm saying? It's time for you to get with the program. Don't come to prison and try to tuck your tail and be off the radar the whole time, because then you're gullible. You're vulnerable. People are going to take advantage of you. I'm going to be real. Me, if I could go to prison for 5 years and stay under the radar, nobody, nothing, don't go up to nobody or nothing like that, or get in the mix and people know who I am, I'm going to choose to get in the mix and people know who I am. And the only reason for that is because the only way you can earn respect or people start respecting you is if they even find out who you are. So if you think about it, you stay under the radar out of them 5 years, you stay under the radar for 4.5 years. Them last 6 months come, people start finding out who you are, and the next thing you know, they already know who you are, but they're going to be trying you because there's no respect. There was never no respect. Your last 6 months can be so dangerous to where you could lose your life. You could not ever want to come back to prison again. You can have a good experience in prison for 4.5 years, and then that last 6 months can be torture. You know what I'm saying? People can straight up shock the shit out of you and scare you and traumatize you. You feel me? And people won't really do that if they know who you are and they respect you. You see what I'm saying? Because it isn't like, oh, let's leave him alone, he's staying to himself. No, people leave you alone until they want what they want. You see what I'm saying? Till you have what they want. And the only way that they still leave you alone, even if you have what they want, is if they respect you. If they know who you are. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You could be in a dorm and stick to yourself and eat all good as much as you want until somebody in that dorm who hasn't been messing with you wants something. When they're hungry. And then you got what they want. And then that's when they'll come try you. You see what I'm saying? And I remember me and my dogs, we used to go out on the prison yard and we'd sit there and we'd post up, we'd vibe, you know what I'm saying, do a couple little sets on the workout machines. Some days we'd do cardio running around and we would wait and see all the new people that come and we'd see the ones that come on the rec yard. You could tell when they're freshly here because they shaved their head when they got here. You know what I'm saying? If they needed their haircut, they come out, and if they're a white boy, you know, that shit's shining. You know, you could, even if they're not white, you could peep the new haircut. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that's a fresh buzz, you know, and you could tell by their damn blues they're wearing and everything, how stiff they look and the way they're carrying themselves and how new the Crocs are they got on. You could tell that they just got here. You see what I'm saying? But it lets you see who they are. It kind of like lets you see inside of a dorm without going in the dorm. You see? Because you think about it. If you go inside of a dorm, of course, you're going to be in someone else's territory. So the whole dorm could turn on you and look at you like, hey, man, what you got going on over here, bro? You know what I'm saying? There might be someone in that dorm that hustles and serves his whole quad, and he don't want nobody buying any dope or anything on the outside of this dorm, and he don't want nobody on the outside of the dorm selling dope to anybody in his dorm. That's how he makes his money. You feel me? And the next thing you know, boom, you going over there to holler at someone that owes you some money, or going over there to serve somebody some shit, or to go collect some money, you know, stuff like that. And then there might be somebody like, hey, bro, check this out, bro, what you doing in my quad? And just come up to you straight up insult you and try to press you, like try to put down on you and shit. Like, boy, hey, man, you might as well turn around, boy. You done came in the wrong house. You might never leave now. You know, like people will talk to you like that. You feel me? If you've been at the compound and you're scared to go to the rec yard and you won't even go out there when it's time for yard, what if you have somebody from the streets you know come there and they get put in a different dorm? You think that, oh, just because they're in that different dorm, you could go slide and violate and go hang out in their dorm with them for the day? It's possible. You can, but people are going to look at you like you're crazy, or like, hey, bro, don't be coming over here no more. You feel me? All because they never seen you before. Now, if you would have been on that rec yard walking around, they would have seen you jogging or whatever it was, you know, minding your business, staying to yourself, or seen you were interacting with people and stuff like that on the prison yard, then they would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, he's in such and such dorm. How you know? Oh, because I'm in B dorm and we went to rec yesterday with G dorm. You know what I'm saying? So he obviously was in G dorm. Because he ain't in my dorm. You see? Like they learn things about you just by seeing you on the prison yard. You feel me? And like I said, things go down on the yard, but at the same time, down here in the state of Florida, things happen everywhere. People get wet in their dorm. People get wet leaving the dorm. People get wet walking the chow, leaving chow. People get wet in front of medical. People get wet at chapel or in the line at medical, or it just every single day, there's all types of fuckery. There's all types of things going on. People get hit. People send hits. All types of things go down. So it isn't like, oh, you're saving yourself from violence or saving yourself from being harmed by staying in the dorm instead of going out there on the yard. That isn't the case. Because like I said, if someone wants you, they're going to come. They're going to get you regardless. There's no way they're not going to get you. You understand? People will violate and go in your dorm and wet you up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you're more manly. You know what I'm saying? You got your nuts. You know what I'm saying? If you go out there on that rec yard freshly on the pound, it's your first time walking around on a prison yard, and you just go around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying eyeball everybody or stare everybody down. You know, you just peep your surroundings. Walk around there and let them know like shit, you know. You ain't messing with nobody, you feel me? And then if someone comes and presses you, you know, you deal with that shit. However you respond, however you stick up for yourself is on you. Everybody's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? But I truly feel like when you first get there, man, keep your chin up. Keep your chin up, man. Don't walk with your head down like you're nervous. Don't stare at the ground while you're walking. People are going to go up to you like, oh, bro, let's go see. They want to see if they can get some money out of you. If you're beneficial to them. You know, walk around that shit with your chest out. You're going to see certain areas, like at one camp I was at, they had this little concrete platform. It was literally like, probably like 6 feet this way and 4 foot this way. It was just a little cement block slab right there. And a certain gang, that was for a certain gang. You know what I'm saying? And I remember walking, and I'd see everybody walking around it, even when nobody's on it. You know, and then shit like that. And I was like, you know, I just would follow the path of everybody walking around it because you got so many people walking laps. I'd follow the path of walking around it, but a couple times I actually would walk on it. There'd be times I'd stop and I'd be standing on that bitch, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Talking and shit, you know, talking to my homeboys and shit right there. I'd spit and just vibe and shit. And then I remember one of my homeboys came on and was like, boy, what you affiliated now? Like, hell nah, bro, where you hear that at? Boy, who lied? Who lied to you? Because I'm finna go press their ass right now for even playing with me. You feel me? And he was like, nah, I bet where you standing at? Boy, that belonged to the such and such. I'm like, nah, for real? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, shit, they ain't out here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wanted to came here and jumped in the middle of their meeting and shit, you know, obviously, but ain't nobody here, man. I don't care nothing about that, you feel me? Like, the fuck, you feel me? But that could have got me in a situation because the ones that was on the rec yard, which I'm pretty sure some were out there, you know, they didn't say nothing. Why? Because they know who Frog was. You see? And they felt like, oh, that's Frog. Now, if it was some random person that they never see out there just chilling on the thing, 9 times out of 10, they probably would have said something to them. And basically, it's better to get a feel of the compound, get a feel of the damn rec yard, no matter where you go. When you first land at a prison, you're going to be nervous. You don't know what to think. You don't know what to expect, especially if you had bad experience at your last camp. You're going to think this camp's probably just like that. You're going to go off the worst experiences. Or you're going to be thinking that, oh, this shit ain't that bad because of where I just came from, blah, 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 blah. In all reality, you can never go off of that because you could go to a camp right now that is sweet. You feel me? And the next thing you know, go to another camp that is ratchet. And then get transferred from there back to the first camp that was sweet. And you think, oh, thank God I landed back here. Well, that last plant was ratchet. And then you land there and now it's ratchet. Because they flip the compounds. They rotate them. You know, and it's always depends on what inmates are there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the dorms killing people. It's the inmates that are in them dorms at the time. You know, so no matter where you go, you're going to feel like, you know, you're going to either think too much on it and it's not as bad as you think, or you're going to think it isn't as bad as it is, you know what I'm saying, or you're going to think it can't get worse, and that isn't true. You feel me? That's why me, every time I went, you know, I always, what they say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's how I always felt when I was going to an institution. I didn't give a damn, even though I was at Charlotte CI, which was the worst one at the time, even though I got transferred from there to DeSoto, which was a cakewalk. When I was on my way to DeSoto and I was on the bus, it came to my mind like, okay, you know, like I'm not scared, I'm not nervous, but it's like if I gotta show people here what time it is, I will show them. You feel me? I mean, ain't nothing changed. I'm still a Frog. I'm still the same person. So, you know, in my mind, I was thinking I'm gonna have to go there. Boom, I'm gonna get me a knife. First fucker plays with me, I'm gonna show him what time it is. And then it didn't go like that. I was overthinking because of what I was used to. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as they said, yard, rec yard, I went out there. Walked around the rec yard, and I had like 4 or 5 people come up to me that said they knew who I was from different camps. You feel me? And you think I didn't see them come up to me? Like, you think I didn't see them first? I did. I'd look over and see someone and be like, boom, in my mind, okay, I remember him from Calhoun. You feel me? Oh, there goes, what's his name? He was at Charlotte. I'm saying this shit to myself as I'm observing, walking around the prison yard. And then when they come up to me and shit, they be like, oh, Frog, what's up, boy? You remember that? And I be like, what's up with you? You know, like, yeah, I remember, you feel me? But I'm awake. I'm visually observing this stuff. You can't do that if you don't go on that prison yard. No matter how bad that prison yard is, man, you go on there, okay? And I'm going to tell you how it was when I got to Charlotte. The way it was when I got to Charlotte, they pull the bus up right next to the prison yard. It's right next to the rec yard. In between the chow hall and the rec yard is where they pull the bus up at. You see what I'm saying? And when I first got there, they used to have all the inmates were on the gate, waiting and yelling at the window to all y'all, throwing up gang signs and shit, whatever, trying to get their brother's attention or whoever's on the bus, trying to see if they got more brothers, stuff like that. And then when you get off the bus, you got people screaming and hollering, you know, oh, look at that white boy right there. Oh, I call that white boy. I call this. You know, they literally put you right there. So you see, like, the rec yard looks like you're at a zoo. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but lions, tigers, and bears over there. Like, literally. You know, it tries to make you feel uncomfortable. That's how it was when I first got to Charlotte. But by the time I left Charlotte, it was totally different. They locked the whole compound down when transfers coming in and going out. So the rec yard's empty. You see, it wasn't like that when I first got there, though. You feel me? And I still went on that prison yard. I still found out how things was and went over there, bro. I'm gonna regardless, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let nobody keep me in a shell and have me all spooked and hiding shit inside of my dorm, and I don't think you should either. If you're somebody that's been to prison, then you know what I'm saying is 100% facts. And if you're someone that's facing some time, trust me, take this advice while you can. Don't be someone that looks vulnerable and looks like you're scared, because people in your dorm may try to take advantage of you because they sense you're scared to go to rec. So if he's scared shit, then I know I can make him break it off. I know I can get something out of him. Trust me. Take this shit that I put in these videos serious, because I want to be saying it, man, if it didn't make sense and it wasn't real. You understand? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all tuning in like I always say. Y'all make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, people that lie, people that rent rims, finance them in 2022, people that can't keep Kfrog name out their mouth because they wish they was part of Kfrog's platform. Man, keep them fuckers out your circle, man. That's how I do it. Until next time, this the one and only Frog.